Racing to the 2020 Breeders' Cup, and this time let's go to one of the original 7. It is the Breeders' Cup Turf, 1.5 miles. It'll be race number 11, and it's one of the final 2 races of the day, a daily double with the Turf to the Breeders' Cup Classic to round it off. And if you can hit this race, you should be able to make some money because I think it's going to be a competitive betting affair. Magical is the 5-2 morning line favorite, but even a 30-1 like Don Wa, the big German who can run all day, is going to have something to say late in this race. Let's start at the rail with the venerable old-timer Arklow, who's danced all the dances throughout the years. Seems to be coming into this race in good form. You know, they put blinkers on him the last time out at Kentucky Downs, and that always gets horses in shape. He's always been a grade 1 caliber horse. Sometimes he runs in the money, sometimes he picks up a check, other times he wins every now and then. But, you know, he definitely fits. He drew inside, and I think with his new running style being forwardly placed with the blinkers on, Arklow is one you want to consider. I think he'll drift a little bit up from that morning line of 5-1. I think he'll get about 8-1 on Arklow. Magical is 5-2. She's won a lot of money. She's ran all over the world, and I think she's going to take a little bit of money here. Ryan Moore, Aidan O'Brien. Now, Aidan O'Brien doesn't necessarily do well. He brings over a lot of turfers to America on this Breeders' Cup, but it seems like some of the other trainers win these races. My odds is about 3-1 on Magical. I wouldn't take less than that. I think she's facing some good horses, including Lord North and even a front runner like United for the judge, Mandela. You know, I think they can kind of control the pace here. And a lot of times what you see in this turf race is the pace can get a little bit slow on that front end and it becomes a sprint. And sometimes the Americans are more adapted to that. If they can spread out the field and get some cover, then some of the European horses, Ireland, and some of those other horses can do well in this race. Tarnawa is a horse that's interesting. I think if with the fast and first firm turf, I think that probably hurts her chances a little bit. She's 6-1 morning line, but definitely good connections here. Dermot Weld and Tarnawa is definitely a grade 1 horse. Mediowa, I think I'm totally butchering that name. Joel Rosario, the truth for John Gosden. And Gosden doesn't come over here just to smell the roses. He comes over usually and means some business. So this horse with definitely going up in class in this race, a little bit of off form in the last couple of races. I think you got to take 20-1 or longer, but definitely could finish in the top 4 of the Superfecta. My long shot, based on just form, hidden form, is Don Wa, the German, can run all day. These horses are usually overlooked because the Germans do not have a big horse population, but they usually translate well with their grade 1 form in the Arc and in some of the other 1.5 mile, 1 3/4 races. And if this race plays out with a little bit more of a kick and distance type pace flow, then Don Wa, the German, can definitely outrun his odds at 30-1. Lord North, that's going to be my top selection here. John Gosden sends this horse in this race. Seems to have good form. I like the pace pressing style. I think he's going to get first run on Magical and maybe even Arklow and Mogul. So I'm going with Lord North as my selection. United has had some good form this year for the Judge Mandela. United faces other European and foreign horses in this race. I think United, you know, losing those 2 races to Red King just doesn't sit well form-wise. He did get second at 50-1 last year in this race, so you do have to take a long look at United. Recent works are good, and I think he benefits if the fractions are faster and he can spread out the field and kind of get that mid-trip. Channel Maker prefers a soft course, and I'm not sure he's going to get that. You know, I think last time was the race to bet him. Now he's going to be a little bit underlaid. 5-1 in the morning line. Now 6 or 7-1, he's probably worth playing, but he could get out-kicked late, especially if some of the Euros come over and are really well meant, like Tarnawa, Lord North, and Magical. Rounding out the field is Mogul, who I think is going to be the second favorite behind Magical. I could see him even be close to the favorite here at 4-1. Mogul with Aidan O'Brien, grade 1 form. He's ran in some big races. You definitely have to consider him. He's got the strong kick, and Mogul with that outside post in a 10-horse field. You know, a lot of these European races have had smaller fields this year, and these horses haven't been getting the cover that they want. So that's why I like Lord North and Mogul. They're finally going to get 7, 8, 9 horse field. There's going to be an even tempo pace. They can get some cover, trip out to the outside, and make it a stretch run at Keeneland at 1.5 miles. A very interesting Breeders' Cup Turf this year, leading you into the distaff. Hit subscribe, ring that bell for notifications, share this video with other horse racing friends. I'm going to go with Lord North, Mogul, and Magical as my top 3 selections. I think United is a horse you can use, and Arklow. I'm going to be tossing Red King and Channel Maker from my multi-race selections, but 4 or 5 contenders in a very competitive Breeders' Cup Turf for 2020.